Hi dear students, how are you today? Are you ready to learn? Did you go through the topics that I taught you in the previous class? What did we learn in our previous class? We learned about electrostatic force and magnetic force. What is electrostatic force? Can you define? Yes, you know electrostatic force. So let me ask you one question. Suppose there are two objects, object A and object B. If object A is positively charged and object B is negatively charged, what kind of force exists between them? Yes, electrostatic force of attraction, because attraction is between oppositely charged species. Okay. Suppose if A is negatively charged and B is also negatively charged, what kind of force exists between them? It is electrostatic repulsive force that exists between them. As a result, what happens? The two objects repel each other. So, lightly charged particles repel each other and oppositely charged particles will attract each other. This is about electrostatic force. Similarly, we learned about magnetic force, right? So, can you define that? Okay, you know what is magnet. Let us suppose that there are two magnets. That is, I am taking two bar magnets. This is bar magnet A and this is bar magnet B. This is a north. We know magnet is having two poles, right? One is north pole and one is south pole. Suppose I am taking the north pole of a magnet in this direction and keeping the south pole of the other magnet in this direction, such that they are facing each other. What kind of force exists between them? Yes, there is attractive force. There is attractive force that exists between them. What if I am keeping the north pole of one magnet facing the facing the north pole of the other magnet? What kind of force exists between them? It is repulsive force, right? It is repulsive magnetic force that exists between them. So, opposite poles will attract each other and similar poles or like poles will repel each other. So far, we learned about this electrostatic force and magnetic force. Now, let me ask you another question. Suppose I am taking two objects. This is a green ball. This is a heavy green ball and this is a light red ball. What kind of force exists between them? Can you identify? Have you ever experienced any such force on keeping two objects on your hand? Or have you seen any such force acting between any two objects? It can be anything. Not just this ball, it can be any object. Is there any force between them? Is there any attraction between them? Or is there any repulsion between them? Have you ever seen that? Okay. Now, what about if I am taking this big ball and I am assuming this big ball as our earth? What? I am assuming it as our earth. And I am assuming the small ball as its satellite moon. So, this is our earth and this is its satellite moon. Is there any force between them? Do you know about that? I think some of you know about this. What kind of force exists between them? We know that this moon is always revolving around this earth. So what makes this moon revolve around earth? Have you ever wondered about that? So in this class, we are dealing with such kind of forces. So there definitely exists a force between two objects. Any two objects has an attractive force between them. That is, this green ball will definitely attract this red ball and this red ball will definitely attract this green ball. Similarly, there is an attractive force between our earth and the moon. The earth exerts an attractive force towards the moon and the moon exerts the same attractive force towards the earth. So we can discuss this in detail in this class. So we have seen that all objects in the universe attract each other. I said that there exists a force of attraction between any two objects. It can be the earth and the moon, or it can be earth and this stone. It can be between you and me. It can be between any two balls, or it can be between any objects. Any two object has the ability to attract each other. Okay, suppose that this is earth. This is the surface of earth that I have drawn here. Okay, this is the surface of earth and that I have drawn here. On the surface of earth, you can see a tree. What can you say? You can see a coconut tree. And what is this? This is coconut, okay? And here you can see a coconut. In which direction will the coconut fall? In the downward direction or in the upward direction? You have observed similar situation in your daily life also, right? In which direction will it fall? It will definitely fall in the downward direction. So we said that here we consider the earth as one object and the coconut as the other object. Suppose if this is the earth, and this is our coconut, this is our coconut. What happened? What did I say now? There exists a force of attraction between any two objects. So there exists a force of attraction between the earth and the coconut. As a result, what happened? Coconut fell down to earth. Will earth be pulled to coconut? Will earth be pulled to coconut? We have to see this in detail. We will see this in detail later. So here what did we learn? Here we learned that earth has the ability to pull any objects in the downward direction. So this is the thing that we learned here. Earth has the ability to attract objects towards its center. Suppose if this is our earth and this is the center of the earth, it will attract any object. Suppose I am standing on the surface. I am standing here. Earth has the ability to pull me towards the center of the earth. If there is no attractive force like this, what will happen? Have you ever thought about that? Now, before going to that question, let me ask you another question. We know earth is spherical in nature, right? What if another person in another continent is standing here? Will he fall down because he is standing in this position? Will he fall in the downward direction? Is it yes or no? I said earth is pulling the man towards the center of the earth. So here also earth is exerting a force on the man towards the center of the earth. Hence this man will not fall down. Hence the man is able to stand erect on the surface of the earth. Suppose if another person, this is person A, this is person B. Suppose if there is another person C here. How is he able to stand here? I said earth is pulling the man towards the center. Earth is pulling or attracting any object on its surface towards the center. Hence, he will not fall down. Okay, it is not only down in the downward direction, earth is pulling any object towards its center. Hence, this man, or if suppose another man or another object is standing here, it is not falling down because earth is pulling him towards the center. Hence, he is able to stand on the surface. I will explain it with this ball. Suppose this is the surface and this is our man. He is able to stand on this surface because the earth is pulling him towards the center. Suppose this is another man, okay? He is standing here. He is able to stand here. He is not falling down. He is able to stand here erect because the earth is pulling him also. So, we said that earth is having the ability to attract its object towards the center. This is called the gravitational force of attraction of earth. What? This is called gravitational force of attraction.
Let us now understand the gravitational force of attraction in detail.
Have you learned about tides? I think you might have studied this in your geography class, right? So what is tide? How does tides occur? Do you know? Is there any relation between the tide and gravity of earth? Let us see how it is. Suppose if this is a earth. What is this? This is a earth. And on the surface of the earth, you have this water body. Suppose this is a river. What is it? It is a river. So I am considering one object as a earth and the other object as a dear moon. Moon is Earth's natural satellite. You know that, no? So this is moon. So let me ask you one question. Is there any force between earth and moon? Is that force attractive in nature or repulsive in nature? Yes, there is an attractive force between the moon and the earth. Okay, so there is an attractive force. In which direction is this attractive force acting? Is it only towards the earth or is it towards the moon or it is in the both the direction? Do you know? Earlier I have said about gravity. What was that? We dealt about gravity of earth. Earth is having an attractive force by which it attracts objects towards its center. This force is called gravity. Okay, it is called gravity of earth. So this by gravitational force of earth is pulling the moon towards the earth. That we learned earlier. Now my question is that, is the moon having an upward force on earth, or let me ask you once again, is the moon exerting an attractive force on earth? Is it pulling it towards the moon? Is there any force like this? Have you ever thought about that? So I am rubbing it. You have to say the answer. Is the moon having an attractive force with the earth? Is the moon attracting earth towards itself? That is my question. Is there any proof for that? Let us discuss how it is associated with the tide. What is tide? When the distance between moon and the earth is very less, we know moon is revolving and rotating around earth. So while revolving around earth, at some certain time, the distance between moon and earth decreases. During that time, we have seen that the level of water rises. The height of water rises. Water is pulled in the upward direction. Who is pulling water in the upward direction? Is it earth? No. Earth is pulling objects in the downward direction. That we know, no? Earth is pulling its object towards its center. That is the downward direction of this ground. So, why the water went upward? Even though earth is pulling it in the downward direction, it went upward because the moon is also attracting the earth. The moon is attracting the earth. As a result, water on the surface of the earth also got attracted towards the moon and it was pulled in the upward direction. This caused tide. So, now you understood what is tide and how tide occur and who is causing this tide. It is a moon. It is an attractive force of moon. So, there is an attractive force. We can call this as mutual force of attraction because both moon and the earth is pulling each other. Hence, it is called a mutual force of attraction. Why it is called mutual? Because they are pulling each other. They are exerting attractive force on each other. And this mutual force of attraction is called gravity. Here, moon is attracting by using its gravitational force. Here, earth is attracting using earth's gravitational force. So, moon is having a gravitational force and earth is having a gravitational force. So, not only earth and moon, any two objects on the universe experience this attractive force. They experience a mutual attractive force between them. Can we derive a formula for that? Before that, do you know who stated this universal law of gravitation? You have to find this out. Is it Newton or is it Galileo? Do you have any doubt in that? This is an assignment for you. You have to refer the life history of Newton and Galileo and tell me who proposed this universal law of gravitation. There is a story behind this also. You can refer that. I will give you a clue. There is a story of an apple. So you have to find the answer. Let us now define the universal law of gravitation in detail. Please read the following slide. According to universal law of gravitation, all objects in the universe attract each other. The mutual force of attraction between any two objects is directly proportional to the product of its masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. What is that? What does that mean? Let us see how it is. According to universal law of gravitation, all objects in the universe attract each other. So here I am taking two objects, one with a mass capital M and a small object with a mass small m. Okay, this is a two object that I am taking. So the mutual force of attraction exists between them, that we have seen earlier. This force is represented by letter F. Okay, this force is directly proportional to the product of mass of the objects. That is, it is proportional to capital M into small m. Okay, and what does the second part of the law states? It states that this mutual force of attraction between any two objects is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Inversely proportional to d square. Do you get it now? So on combining these two, what can I write? I can write the mutual force of attraction is directly proportional to m1 into m and divided by small d square. Okay. This force is called gravitational force. So in order to avoid this proportionality, we have to put a constant here. I am saying it as a gravitational constant. Let me write it here. F equal to G into capital M into small m divided by d square. This is the mutual force of attraction that exists between any two objects. Do you get it? This G is called a constant. This constant is called universal gravitational constant. And it has a value. Do you know what is its value? And do you know who proposed this value? You have to find which scientist proposed the value of universal gravitational constant. So its value comes to be, the value of G comes to be 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Do you get it? This is the value of G. Your home assignment is to find out which scientist proposed the universal law of gravitation and which scientist proposed the value for this constant, value for the G, which is gravitational constant. Let's summarize what we have learned. We learned that Earth attracts all body towards its center. This force of attraction is called gravity. We learned universal law of gravitation. Home assignment for you to state universal law of gravitation, how artificial satellites revolve around Earth, and who determined the value of G. Thank you so much.